great Monday and welcome to the Coach Show, where women life and business coaches come to be educated, equipped, and empowered to coach with confidence and lead with transformational power. Join me, Coach P, right here on the Life and Business Coach campus every Monday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time to package your brilliance, optimize your performance, and bring harmony to your life. Well, great Monday morning, or I should say great afternoon. Equipped, empowered, poised, and positioned to move those who are ready to move is my ultimate mission. I wake up every day, determined to make a difference in my assigned place. You see, my purpose, my passion, and my focus is to take you from where you are to where you want to be. I am Pamela Lue-Hing, better known as Coach P, and I welcome you to the Coach Show. Our show is sponsored by the Life and Business Coach Campus. So ladies out there, if you are not a part of the Life and Business Coach Campus, now is the time. If you have a desire to coach, you want to join the Life and Business Coach Campus. If you're already a coach and you need a phenomenal network of passionate women transforming this world, you need to join the Life and Business Coach Campus. Come on over, where we have a great time growing, learning, and developing our wealth together and transforming the world together. So please do join us. And I tell you what else we do on the campus, not just on the campus, but this is really a movement. It's called the Powerhouse Woman in Motion movement. Everything that we do is about empowering women to become the best that they can possibly be through the industry of coaching. We discover your gift, develop your gift, and then give it away every day. Okay, that's what you're to do. Discover your gift, develop your gift, and give it away every day. That's what we teach. That's who we are. And that's what we're all about. So come on over to the Life and Business Coach Campus and join us. Yes. And if you are on, please say hello. I see a few people chiming in now. Go ahead and say hello. We are streaming live from my personal Facebook page. Of course, I welcome all of my friends and family there, as well as the Life and Business Coach Campus, our sponsor for today, and YouTube. So I want you to like, share, comment, grab your notebook, pen, and invite a friend to join us. I thank you. Thank you. Who is saying hello? Alicia Stingley, girl, I can jump off this screen and hug you. Welcome to the Coach to Coach Show. I'm so excited to see you. Thank you for joining this morning. Thank you. Or should I say this afternoon? So thank you so much for being here. And I tell you what, last week, Alicia, we've been doing some work around influence, right? So last week, we talked about, are you a person of influence? Are you a person of influence? So this week, we're going to talk about, do you know how to use your influence power? Okay, do you know how to use your influence power? So, of course, all of my messages are geared toward coaches, but the great thing about the messages are, guess what? Now, if you're a coach, great. If you're not a coach, great, because you're going to learn something today. All right, I'm going to remind you of something today. I'm going to encourage you to think outside of where you've been today. All right. Today is the day. All right. And I love what Les Brown says. He says, you make decisions and then those decisions make you. So the question is, what decisions are you making today? That's the question. So I want to put some stuff on your mind today. All right. And the deal is this. We all crave total control when it comes to our lives, but with so many interdependencies, this is impossible, right? So what we do has influence power, okay? What we do has influence power, but the question is, do you know how to use your influence power? Okay, do you know how to use it? So guess what? I'm going to talk about that today, all right? So let's go right into it. The first thing we must do to make sure that, or to ensure that we know how to use our influence power, right? That is to own your power. You've got to own it. But then you may ask, so Coach P, how do I own my power? How do I own it? So I wrote down a few things. The first thought is that you need to know yourself. To thine own self be true, right? You've got to know your passion, your heart, your desires, And the bottom line is you've got to understand your purpose. Why did God place you here on the face of this earth for such a time as this? So for such a time as this, why are you here? Right? We got to know that. In order to own our power, we've got to know who we are. When we look in that mirror, we've got to be able to smile back at that person in that mirror and say, I know who you are. I know who you be. Okay. I know exactly why you were called to be on the face of this earth and or in progress of knowing of developing that, right? That's owning your power when you can honestly look at yourself and say, I really understand why I was put here on this earth. The other thing that we must do is squash the narratives in order to own our power. So it's one thing to understand our gifts, our passions, our desires, our purpose, but it does no good to know it and not act on it. When we allow narratives, those things that play in the back of your head, you know, those things that people told us when we were young or growing up, things that perhaps experiences that we've had in our lives, or decisions we've made that we've not been proud of. Okay. You know, decisions, maybe divorce. I'm twice divorced. Now, am I proud of being twice divorced? No, I'm not being proud of being twice divorced. And someday the Lord will send me my Boaz, right? And I'm not proud of it, but guess what? I don't allow it to play in the back of my head to say, okay, well, you made a poor decision here, or you made a poor decision there, or if you had done this, then that, and so forth and so on. Even in business, perhaps you have a job or you left the job that perhaps you stayed at that particular job too long, right? Maybe you've been wanting to start a business and you've been sitting on it and you had opportunities and you let them pass you by. I should have, could have, would have. Well, guess what? Today is a new day. Today is a day that you're going to use to make some decisions that are going to serve you well, to own that power. And the other thing is we don't want to major in minors. Okay, so we got to squash those narratives, those things that people have told us, or the things that we've told ourselves that, okay, maybe they're true, maybe they're not true. How did they impact me? Did I learn from it? Get the lesson and keep it moving, right? Get the lesson and keep it moving. So the other thing is don't major in minors. Don't major in minors. Things that should, don't impact the very present moment. Don't impact the decisions that you must make today. Don't impact your goals. Because if we major in the minors, it will impact the goals, right? So we've got to decide, hey, do I need to put that to the side and deal with that later? How does that impact right now? Me being productive in this very moment. Emotional management, right? We've got to take our emotional intelligence to the next level. So emotional intelligence can make us or break us, whether we are working for someone else or working for ourselves. And as a coach, it's imperative that we manage our emotions. Why? Because we have to be present for the people whose lives we're about to transform. And we cannot allow our state to compromise their transformational experience, right? We can't allow that. So we have to be present. In order to be present, we've got to be able to focus on what's real. Okay. So someone commented, today is the day. I love it. Today is the day. Thank you so much. Who you be over there commenting? Thank you so much for putting that in. Please put your name in comments. I really would appreciate that so I can say hello and thank you appropriately. So again, we're talking about owning your power. So the other thing is to show up when you don't feel like showing up. Can I be transparent? Can I just be real transparent? It ain't easy. Yeah, and I said it ain't easy coming here every Monday at noon Central Standard Time until I get in front of you and you give me your energy and then it's like all worth it, right? But I don't always feel like it. It takes a lot of emotional management and emotional taking my emotions to the next level and managing those emotions and putting them to the side so I can be present for you to give you what God has given me to give you. Okay. So I've got to be present in order to do that. I've got to show up when I don't feel like showing up, y'all. I've got to be here. And the amazing thing is when you show up for others, it's amazing what God does for you when you show up for others. And then there's a transformational experience even within when you're showing up for others. Because what happens is what? We forget about ourselves, right? And isn't that what life is all about? It's not just about ourselves, it's about serving others and being there for others, right? And we must remember this. In owning your power, we must remember that all eyes are on you. You never know who's watching. You never know who's listening to you. Let's begin inside of our own homes when we talk about our children. Yeah, are we, perfect parents? No, we're not perfect parents. And perhaps we've done things or said things that have not been right. We've missed some steps. I know I missed several steps with my children, right? But now they're adults. I can't go back to the land of regret. I can't put them back where they came from and try it all over again, right? I got to move forward. And so that's the deal. That's the deal. So we got to make sure that we are being our best selves. Does that mean that we're always, on top of things and always, on point? No, that doesn't. Excuse me, even in business, right? We've got to make sure that we show up and be genuine when we show up. It's okay to show people that you make mistakes. It's okay to show people that you've made missteps, and then tell your children. I've shared with my children where I think I've made missteps. I share with my clients if I've made a mistake there. So we've got to own that thing. Okay. Hello there. Thank you so much, Coach Carol, for showing up today. Thank you for being in the house. I appreciate you for being here. So again, we're talking about owning your power, and how do you work with your power of influence, the influence that you have. Okay. So the number one thing is, of course, own your power. Number two is focus on people and things that serve you and others well. Focus on people and things that serve you and others well. Let me ask you, have you taken a look at your inner circle yet? Let me tell you what, I am so blessed. My inner circle is so tight. It's so tight. I know exactly the position that people play in my life, the people who are in my circle. I know exactly what they do for me and how they do it. I know why I connect with them, and I know what I give to them. My inner circle is very tight. It's by design, God's design, but then also my own design. And does that mean that we don't make mistakes with each other? Yeah, we do, but we grow together. We learn together. All right. So let me ask you, it's been said that we become like the 5 people we hang around. 5, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So let me ask you, if you were to write down on paper, which I hope you do right now, the 5 people in your inner circle, could you honestly say that they're serving you well and you're serving them well? Can you honestly say that? So I want to challenge you to do that today. Write down the 5 people, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people in your circle. And if you find a challenge with trying to come up with how you serve them and how they serve you, then perhaps it's time for repositioning, and that's okay too. Perhaps it's time for adding some people who can impact your life and take you to the next level. And then that you can also share with them. Okay. So it's critical that we do that. And it's like, have you ever had maybe a taste bud for something, like some fruit, maybe strawberries? I love strawberries, right? And I bought them a couple days ago, and I'm so excited. I'm finally going to get to eat these strawberries. And I go into the refrigerator, and there's some mold on 1 or 2 of them. What do? Do I toss it? Well, you could toss it, but what I do know is that mold spreads fast. And once you see mold, you probably see it in another one, and then another one, and then another one. Or like a loaf of bread, the same thing. Okay, so it just behooves you to toss it out. Some people may take and cut around it or whatever the case may be, but the bottom line is you still got to watch for it, right? Because it's already begun. So we want to live the type of lives where we're sowing into good soil. That first of all, we be the good soil, and that we sow into good soil, right? So we're sowing into each other. That's critically important. And we also have to manage our habits, and our behaviors. So those are the other things that we talk about, that we want to make sure that we focus on, the habits that serve us well, the behaviors that serve us well, what we say, how we say it, what we do and how we do it. Okay, we want to make sure that we are serving ourselves and others well. Okay. Yes. Ah, okay. Alicia said she doesn't have 5. Okay. So Alicia, then we need to figure out, how do we add? What do we need to add to the equation? Okay. What do we need to add? So we sit down and we really look at our lives. And I would encourage you, Alicia, and as well as anyone else out there, because I'm sure you're not alone, Alicia. I'm sure you're not alone. When we look at our lives, I would encourage us to look at it at the 7 essentials of well-being. So what are those? That's the mind, the body, and the soul. So a quick way to gauge what you need is this. When you look at the mind, body, and soul, if the mind, you're looking at the psychological, how well we process thoughts. Then we look at the intellectual, what we're learning, how we're growing, right, intellectually. Then we look at our emotional management. We look at intelligence. I'm sorry, I said that, emotional, and then financial, right, which you are the financial guru in the house, right? So we look at those things. So that's the mind. Then the body, the physical, and then the social, right? Who we're connecting to, and then how well we're taking care of ourselves. Then lastly, spiritual. So when we look at the 5 people in our lives, what areas do they fall into? What areas? Perhaps physical is a need that we need to work on. Maybe we want to work out. Do we need a workout partner? So that becomes one of the 5. That's a person who can pour into you. You can pour in them. Y'all can hold each other accountable, right? If there's an emotional management opportunity, then perhaps you want to get someone in your life and pray for that person. First of all, yes, let's pray for who comes into our lives, but to help us develop in that area. So that's just an example. And Alicia, I know you already got this, but let me tell you, Alicia is bad to the bone all day long. And she's very intentional about her circle. So I know that you're working. She says, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Yes, I know you are, sister, because you are just phenomenal. And I'm excited to have you be a part of my life. So I thank you for that. I thank you. So again, the second thing is focus on people and things that serve you and others well. And then lastly, we talk about, in terms of how to own your influence, the power that you have is to transform the counterproductive to the productive. So if there's anything that gets in your sphere, any person or thing that gets into your sphere, and even yourself, and you begin to entertain those thoughts that don't serve you well, or people that don't serve you well, or do things that don't serve you well, how do we transform the counterproductive to the productive? Okay, how do we do that? We do this by making sure, especially as a coach, okay, because we're always presented with opportunities to transform the counterproductive into the productive in working with our clients, right? And what I do know is that what the world needs now more than ever are people focused on turning counterproductive into productive. So the question is, how do we do it? Number one, we watch our thoughts. We manage our thoughts. We manage how we think, how we process, how much time we stay in areas that we don't belong. That's what we do. We have to manage our thoughts. That's number one. Be it prayer, that's my way of centering myself. How do you center yourself? That helps with thoughts. So a man thinketh, so is he, right? So we've got to make sure that we monitor the thoughts. We got to monitor not just the thoughts, but then we've got to monitor the words that come out as a result of what we're thinking. And I've had to work really hard in my life to do that, y'all. I've never, well, as you can tell, I've been so shy all of my life, right? I've been very quiet all of my life, right? Not been very vocal. And typically what I thought about came out. It's like, whoop, right? And I had to like think about it afterwards. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I should have said it this way. Maybe I should have said it that way. Maybe I shouldn't have said it at all. But now I'm learning to process that internally. Well, let me see. Should I say that? What's the purpose? What's the intention behind that thought? So I go through those questions in my own head now before I speak. Now, am I perfect yet? No, I'm a work in progress, y'all. But that's what we have to do in order to turn the counterproductive into productive. We've got to watch our thoughts. We got to watch our words. We got to watch our actions. We got to watch what we do, because guess what? People are watching you, right? So we've got to be able to watch that. And we've got to watch what we allow to penetrate our hearts. If we wear our hearts on our sleeves, and then there's so much out here in social media, we got to watch what we see, right? And what we're exposed to, because that impacts our thoughts. We become our thoughts, right? So we got to monitor and protect our gates, as what I say. That's what, we got to monitor and protect the gates, the eyes, the ears, what we say, what we see, what we hear, what we feel, what enters our hearts. All right. So those are the 3 ways that you can own your power and use your power of influence. What were they again? One is to own your power. You got to step into it. You got to own it. What does it mean to take ownership? It means that you're accountable for it, accountable to it. Okay. Then we've got to make sure that we focus on people and things that serve you and others well. And then lastly, we got to transform the counterproductive to the productive. We got to constantly focus on that, because it's very easy to take up something that should be productive and then it becomes counterproductive because of the way that we handled it, right? So we got to make sure that we do that. So those are the 3 areas. Thank you so much, Coach Carol. I appreciate that feedback today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, when we talk about coaching, we talk about, managing self, we talk about showing up as our best selves. It's so very important that as an entrepreneur, we think entrepreneurship first. So we want to be an entrepreneur who coaches, not a coach that is an entrepreneur. Okay. What does that mean? That means we have to think entrepreneurship first. We've got to think about how we're doing what we do before we do it as a coach. And so in doing that, perhaps you're in a place in your business where you have written books, perhaps you've developed programs, you are a coach or you're an aspiring coach, you have a passion to transform the lives of others, and you're already coaching. Perhaps you need to know how to connect the dots. How do I reach the people that God is calling me to reach? How do I put all of this conglomerate together that I have been thinking about? Maybe you've written some things down. Maybe you've been trying this and trying that, and it hasn't quite come together for you just yet. Well, I want to invite you to a 30-minute clarity call. Okay, book a 30-minute clarity call with me. I will go ahead and put the link in the comments. Okay, so look for that. But the other thing I want to share with you is, if that is you, in terms of being a coach, you're ready. I'm looking for ambitious life and business coaches who are ready to take their businesses to the next level, who are ready to put it all together. All right, who are tired of investing in this program and that program and this webinar, spending time in different webinars and saying, okay, I'm gonna take a little bit here and a little bit there. Well, guess what? We put it all together. And what does it look like? It looks like the Coach with Confidence 12-week online program. And so the Coach with Confidence online you will be ready to launch your program at the end of those 12 weeks. So We launched on last week, and so next Monday is the final day in order to be able to join the 12-week Coach with Confidence online program. Okay. Next week is the last Monday that you'll be able to join, because we'll be really into the thick and throes of developing our programs and getting that program ready to launch in the next 12 weeks. By September 26th is the final day. And so I'm excited. I'm excited to see what God is going to do with these ladies in their businesses as they're building their coaching businesses. So if you're interested, again, you can go ahead and put interested in comments if you want to learn more. And if you'd like to book a 30-minute clarity call with me just to kind of see where you are, if this is a good fit, it may not be a good fit, but we're looking for the ambitious life and business coaches, or those who aspire to do that. Those who are authors, again, those who have a program that they want to reach people with, whatever that might be. That's who we want in the program, okay? And that's who could value it the most. And I love what Coach Carol says. She says she's excited. She's a part of the program. Yes, you are, Coach Carol. I'm excited, as she is a grief coach. And so I'm so excited to have her in the program, because she has some incredible ideas for her program and developing it to help those who are grieving. So thank you for being a part of the program, and thank you for being here today to support. So ladies out there, that is it. Come on over, join the Life and Business Coach Campus, book your clarity call, learn more about the Coach with Confidence program, because it's on and popping, y'all, and it's exciting, and you got to be in the room, as we say. So God bless you all. I pray that you have a great week. And then next week, we will talk about next week's topic. Let me just pull it up for you so you can see and chime in. Set your clocks for next week. We'll talk about using influence marketing for visibility and awareness. So we started at the base, which is us, right? How do we influence? Through our person. Now is, how do we transfer that into business and building the visibility and awareness in your business using that same power of influence? So I'm excited about it. Y'all join us on next Monday. Make it a great day, make it a great week, and make a difference. God bless.